All right, we're ready to go. Go.
Okay.
Yep. Yep. Green light, green light.
Hello.
All right, greetings everybody again. Today we're doing another show. We're going to talk today about some things. We have here Unify and Sista Purvi. Purvi. I hope I said it right. Yeah. So, how are you, ladies?
Absolutely fine.
You okay? Hi.
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you.
All right.
Bless. Absolutely fine.
What about you guys? How are you?
How am I?
Yes.
Let me have a look. Yeah, you don't want to know, Purvi. You don't want to know. You lose control. You don't want to know. But so far, so good.
That's very good. At least somebody's coming and asking you, how are you, Chris? Nowadays, you know,
Yeah, I can't show you on the camera. I can't show you.
time to talk to each other.
Yeah, I'm alright, man. I'm good. You know what I mean? So, what are you talking about today, girl?
Okay, so first of all, thank you for tuning into Breath Radio 1 with Unify. And our topic today is obviously with myself, Bless, and our co-host, Purvi. It's about spiritual warfare and the effects of spiritual warfare and our spiritual leaders, how they are so influential and how they can change the minds of the community. And there's two people I'm going to definitely talk about today because they're very well known in my community, and how during this COVID-19 they've actually gone out and taken the injection just to say, basically the way I see it, look, it's safe, go ahead and take it, and there's nothing to worry about. So it just shows how, and I've seen the community change and how they've taken their word for it, and they've actually queued up to go and take injections. So yes, we're going to be talking about these two topics, and then at the end we'll be having a sister coming in. Her name is Darshana, and she'll be talking about well-being and yoga and healthy eating, and that will be where we end our conversation. Hi Purvi, anything you'd like to say, darling?
Yes, spiritual warfare is a very, very deep topic, you know, what we have chosen today.
Yeah.
And it has... Do you want to shed some light, Bless?
I'd rather talk to somebody who's been through it, though. You understand? We decided to do this topic today because I get to find out that a lot of people don't understand why things happen, why some negative things happen in their life, in their homes, in their family, in their work, in their religion as well. Yeah. We're going to start off with the basic, so just a little foundation about spiritual warfare, so people can understand what it is. Spiritual warfare is like, people have guns and knives and bombs, and they can fight each other with weapons, yeah, but you have a spirit and you have a soul, and sometimes your spirit or your soul can also end up in a warfare, but you don't know. You might not be aware of it. You understand? Another way of saying spiritual warfare is like witchcraft. Witchcraft is a form of spiritual warfare. Yeah? So, for example, if somebody does you harm, sometimes you can go to another man and you pay them. Or, for example, if a woman wants a wife, a woman wants a husband, she can go to a certain man and say, I want this man to marry me. Even if the man doesn't love the woman, sometimes they go to certain people, what you would call sorcerers, to make the man fall in love with her and all this kind of
You mean the voodoo thing?
Yeah, you could call it voodoo, yeah, but in a way it's a spiritual warfare, because the man didn't give her consent. The man didn't really love her, So that means that now he's caught up in a spiritual warfare without realizing he's with this woman and he doesn't even love her, but he was being made to love her because a spirit, or what you will call a jinn, has been sent into the man so that he can think he's in love with this woman and he can't leave her. Right, we call it, so that's where jinn comes in. Jinn are the major players in spiritual warfare. Yeah. So sometimes you can be, even people who are violent, sometimes it could be a jinn that is in them. It could be in them from a childhood. It could be in them through upbringing. For example, domestic abuse. If somebody's been brought up abused, if a man's been abused by his father and he grows up and abuses children, he might think, oh, it's a learnt behavior. It's a learnt behavior, but maybe also it can be the spirit that is being in the father is also in the son, and the son does exactly what the father does and treats his children bad. But sometimes it's just a man being horrible. You have to know the difference, So the time that we're living in now, there's a lot of spiritual warfare going on. A lot of spiritual warfare, especially in this time. Yeah, with this lockdown thing and everything. Now you get to see who you really are, because nobody can't come and see you more than so. You can't go where you want to go. So now you have to deal with yourself. And you have to sit down by yourself and deal with yourself and have a relationship with yourself. Purvi, don't yawn. How dare you?
Wow. Yes.
Right. So you have to have so sometimes you have to really have that. Now you're in the lockdown, you're literally have a spiritual relationship with yourself. Because nobody ain't got no friends to talk to like before you have, but they're not like, you can't go to their house and they can't come to your house, so and so. So now you have to deal with yourself and look into yourself for the answer. Because you can't get somebody to come to your house and chit chat. Now it's between you and God. And you have to reason it out and find a solution, to some of
And it's not easy though, is it? It's not easy.
No, it's not all easy. Spiritual warfare, it spends out to different categories of spiritual warfare. But we're going to just start with the basics today so that people can understand
So it's like basically letting go of a lot of your baggage, really, and just throwing away more negativity, if you can understand that. And it's getting more closer to God, basically, more to your faith, to get away from the spiritual warfare.
Yeah, it's a bit like that, getting away from the negativity. But spiritual warfare is mainly a negative thing, is when you've been attacked, and you don't know why. Some people go on holiday and they come back and they die. Something's gone wrong. All of a sudden, he was all right, he came back and then he felt sick and then he died. That could be a spiritual warfare. You know what I mean? Sometimes when a girl, some women, when the man leaves them, they get so hurt that they go to somebody to get even. And they get their hair and they get dolls and witchcraft dolls and make things of the people. That's a spiritual warfare as well. Yeah. So there's so many different levels of it that we just have to cover whatever the situation is right now. And a lot of people are angry and violent. It could be a spiritual warfare within themselves, something that they've been carrying for so long, feelings, and it builds up and turns into anger, and then when it comes out, it's just anger. But it's not a spiritual, that's just anger and emotions and what they call your dark self, your shadow self. Your shadow self is the self that you're hiding. All the bad things about you, some people put them some people hide them. Some people hide the bad things that they do and go on like it doesn't really matter. But it will come back around. They say what goes around comes around. So your shadow self the shadow self is the part of yourself that hides the bad things you do and think, it doesn't really matter, I put it aside. Karma. Karma is your shadow self
So how?
coming
So
back.
how?
So
You're
if
looking.
Go on.
Sorry.
I just wanted to ask you one thing.
Yeah.
So would it be wrong to say, or would it be right to say that the belief system, what we have been brought up with,
Yeah.
built in, can be a part of spiritual warfare?
Your belief system is to protect you from spiritual warfare. That's why people turn to God, to guide them and protect them from spiritual warfare. This is why God leaves rules for you to obey. And the rules are not for you to obey to become a servant. The rules are there for you to obey because of the dangers that are out there. And because you don't know the dangers of what is out there, God says, you don't do this, you don't do that, you must do this, you must do that. Because there's are dangers out there that you're not aware of. So if you follow these laws, it will more or less keep you away from the danger. You see, Muslims pray, I think it's about 5 times a day. That should keep them away from spiritual danger, if their heart is right.
Yeah. If the heart is right and intention's right, absolutely.
Christians don't do that.
Yeah,
And they
I
go through, and some
agree
of
with
them,
you.
yeah, them Christians, majority of the Christians do go through a lot of spiritual warfare, because they don't, number one, they don't pray as much as Muslims do. That's not the reason why, but that helps a lot. If you pray a lot, you're more focused on your prayer. You ain't got time to think about spiritual warfare. But in
Regarding yourself.
in Christianity, you have to be, the more closer you are to God, is the less they say, the less the fight is. But sometimes the fight is hard, no matter where you are. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like the closer you are to God, is the more subtle the fight is. Sometimes you don't get no fight at all, but sometimes the fight is so sneaky that you don't even realize how sneaky it is. So there's just the little background, a little bit about spiritual warfare. You understand? So yeah.
And having said that, I mean, I know we discussed it before, but things that can affect our inner peace. I mean, living in the day and age that we are now, there's so many factors that can affect us. Like we could talk about, let's talk about takeaways, certain foods. No. I'm going to give the basics.
You start on the
I'm not going to go into what we went into
boy.
yesterday about taking blood and wearing, false wigs and eyelashes that, go on and on and on. Things that are not natural, basically.
Alright, then let's talk about the food. There's an old ritual, right, where it's also in a movie. A lot of things in the movie you think is not real, but some of them are real. So there's an old movie about a guy who has to honor his mother, and his mother says, because she wants to have a certain kind of lifestyle, a certain kind of eternal life, her son has to go out there and find a sacrifice, a woman's sacrifice, and he has to sacrifice this woman on behalf of his mother. And then the thing about it is, when you sacrifice this, he sacrificed the woman to another god, yeah. But for the sacrifice to be complete, you have to get people to eat the body of the woman or who you sacrifice, right? That completes the sacrifice. It's also in a movie, yeah. That means you have initiated people into the sacrifice without them knowing. Now, I look at this, yeah, and I say to myself, this is just an example. You've got people sacrificing people, and I look at it like, I'm going to talk it as it is because that's my opinion. Yeah.
Mm.
When people go to these fast food places, how do you know that you're really eating beef?
Mm.
Do you know you can get a piece of shoes and cook it and make it taste good? Because it's leather. Leather comes from animals. Leather is animal skin. You can eat animal skin if you eat meat. I'm not saying you must eat it.
Yeah, like the chicken skin, yeah.
Yeah, you eat chicken skin. So shoes is cow skin. Yeah.
Mm.
All you have to do is cook it, or how you process it, or how you cure it, so that you can wear it into a shoes. But it's still an animal skin. So in the movie, after the guy sacrificed the woman, nobody knew about the sacrifice of the woman though. This is the funny thing about it. In the movie,
the meat.
yeah, nobody never knew about the sacrifice of the woman. They just came to the party. Yeah. And when they came to the party, they were serving the meal. And the meal was the woman.
And that was a woman's meat.
Yeah, that was the woman that they chopped up and put her in the food so that they can eat the woman. And those who ate the food were now part of the initiation without them knowing. Right? This is just in a movie, yeah? So I'm saying, all these fast food places, yeah? I can't believe how many years these places have been open and they got so many cows on the planet and never run out of cow up to now.
That usually goes through my mind sometimes. God, I'm so chicken places, beef. Wow,
Where do you get so much cows from?
Cows and chickens out there.
Yeah, there's a lot of cows and chickens out there. A whole heap. Yeah. You know, if you go back to India or Pakistan, you know how much it takes to feed one cow.
Yeah, and India, I think it's a spirit thing, isn't it? Purvi, it's like a god, isn't it?
Yeah, they worship the cow.
Yeah.
Yeah, they worship the cow. Yeah, they worship.
So nobody eats. Majority of the people will not eat cow.
Right. Oh, but they would eat McDonald's though.
Yeah. That's the story. But in India, in McDonald's in India, does not serve cow.
How do you know?
Yeah, I know. I've been there. They don't serve it.
So what is it then?
They don't serve beef.
What is
Only,
it?
It's the vegetable and chicken.
Okay, right. So over here, or in the Western world, and in certain other places, they give you beef.
Yeah.
But
in the Arab countries.
All right. Well, you know what I'm gonna do? Yep. I think I should find something for you to listen to. Yeah. Because that will wake you up. If I find it and play it for you, you will understand that it's not a joke. But I'll have to find it. I didn't prepare myself for this one. I didn't actually find it. If I can find it, then I'll play it for you.
But I think I know the deepness of what you're talking about.
Right.
So I've looked into it, but I don't want to actually say it because I think that's the reason why McDonald's had a bit of a dispute with the common man, saying that it's not 100% beef.
No, it's not.
There's something else added into it.
There's a Jewish man, a Jewish rabbi. Yeah. This Jewish rabbi has said that when they do their sacrifice, this is what he said, that they put the people in the fast food shops to get rid of the bodies. This is a
I've actually heard of that. Yeah, I heard of that.
Right, that's the Jewish
I
rabbi.
heard of that.
Yeah. That Jewish rabbi is no longer.
I read upon that.
Yeah, he's no longer with us now. Yeah, they got rid of him because he's a Jewish rabbi. Meat has also been tested to say it's been proven and tested that there was human meat found in it.
Yeah, the remains. That's what I read as well. Yeah.
Right, you've read that as well. Now,
that was years ago.
Years ago, yeah. Now, for them to even do that in the first place, how long has it been in there? That's neither here nor there. But The point of the matter is, when you line it up with the film, with the movies and certain little rituals, if people are eating people, what does it make that person?
That's disgusting, man.
Whether they know it or not, it's spiritually going to affect them.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, that's how I see it anyway. It's going to spiritually affect
Yeah,
them.
because it is always said in our Hindu culture, it is always said that in a Hindu tradition, it is whatever you eat, you are made up of that, and whatever you eat, and the person who's making the food, what thoughts they have, also affects the food you eat.
Yes, they say you are what you eat, innit?
Yeah, they say what you are, what you eat, and whenever you're making the food, you have to be happy, you have to think positive. If you make the food with negative thoughts, that food would never give any energy to anybody.
Yeah, but it would give energy, but it will be giving you bad energy.
That's right.
Right. So the question I ask you then, how much love do you think goes into this fast food chain?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Don't you think the people hate what they're doing?
Unless I'm making it.
Yeah, but I mean, those people who work in those places, they don't want to work
It's
there.
true. I see where you're coming from, yeah.
They don't want to work there. They're only working there because they need money to go uni, or they have to pay a
Pay
bill,
the bills.
or they ain't got no choice. Some of them don't even eat the food there.
Yeah, that's true.
You see what I'm saying? There was a story in America where one of the McDonald's was raided by rats and they closed it down. There's a video of it as well. If you go to YouTube, rats raid McDonald's store. These rats are massive, and they went in there and they cleaned out the McDonald's. I don't know what, you see, it's all up there on the YouTube thing. Yeah, rats raid McDonald's. Yeah, and there were rats, big rats, all over, climbing up the stairs, all over the counter, not mice. But these things they don't show you on the news. So that's got nothing to do with spiritual warfare, but I'm just trying to show you that there is
So
no
what do you
love.
think now? Sorry.
There's no love in the food.
Yeah.
There's no love in the
Okay.
food, and you can taste love in the food. When your mother cooks food for
Yes.
you can taste the love that your mother's put in the food. Now, if you can taste the love that your mother's put in the food, what kind of love is in McDonald's? It's the total opposite. So it must affect you without you knowing. You understand? They never prayed over
Yeah, I
that cow.
understand.
They never prayed over that cow when it died. Yeah? And when you look at slaughterhouses, I've watched these things of slaughterhouses. And when they slaughter the cow and they take the cow intestines out, the cow is still alive. When they skin some of these cows are still alive. You can see
my
them
God.
with their eyes open and closing. Although they don't have no guts, their brains is still working because the blood is still going through the body. Yeah? And these animals are kicking and screaming throughout the whole time. And then they put that in between two burgers with a piece of cheese. Like that cow hasn't got feelings. And then we send our children there and we call it a happy meal. What's so happy about that? Yeah? Think about it. And it's so strange that our children are so addicted to this food. What is in it that makes it so addicted? When I was going to school, I used to eat McDonald's. And I was going to school. But there wasn't nothing happy about it. You know what I mean? I know that when you fry your beef burger at home, it's more real than the beef burger in McDonald's. You understand? Why, when you fry your beef burger at home, it doesn't look the same as when you...
And it doesn't taste the same. Yeah.
And it doesn't taste the same. It's not even the same color.
Unless we really don't know what are they putting in it also. What type of ingredients are coming in, like are the fruits or are the vegetables they put in is fresh or it's just there?
Well, the vegetables are going to be GM because they're going to want it to last a long time. You do an experiment.
Most of the stuff you get around now is a GMO.
Yeah, it's GMO. So what you do now, you do an experiment. If you go to the supermarket and buy any fruit, orange, grapefruit, apple, and you leave it outside, how long will it last?
15 days. I've done that experiment. 15 to 20 days.
Wrong.
What, the natural one or the one from the GMO?
No, you don't know whether they're natural. If they're natural, they're gonna have seeds in it.
Yeah, and they're gonna decay very quickly. But the GMO one, they've got a plastic covering to it. You have to wash it with hot warm water, and within a day or two, I think you'll see a difference.
Yeah, but that's with the apples. But if you get the grapefruits and the oranges, from the supermarket, I'm in the middle of an experiment. And we're in January, nearly February, so that being March. I have got an orange and a grapefruit, which is going to be a year old next month.
Wow.
It's going to be 1 year old next month, and it looks fresh as the day I bought it.
Oh my God.
1 year. Oh my God.
1 year old. What I did, I put it outside, but I made sure no rain gets to it. And it's like, you just put it on the shelf, like if you've got a little garage or a shed, anywhere outside. Yeah. But as long as you don't let the rain get to it and the weather get to it, but it's just out there, it's nearly a year old. Literally. I can go and get it and show it to you. I bought it from a supermarket, which I'm not going to tell you the name of the supermarket, but I'm just letting you know that that the apple. How old's the apple now? The apple's about 6 months old, and it looks brand new.
God.
Yeah, and the orange is nearly a year old. It's his birthday, so I got to get it a birthday present. Right, and the grapefruit is 1 month younger than the orange. So they're nearly a year old.
Oh my God.
And I can take them and put them on the shelf and no one would know. Now, what you know is that these stuff don't have no seeds. And the book on religion, our spiritual walk, always tells us that God created everything with seeds. And we must eat fruits with seeds, so that fruit can live on in you. Yeah, and that's how it goes. So that was the reason why we talked about this, why we end up with the 1 year old stuff, because when you're eating these fast food, I'm sure that those vegetables, what they put in there, last a very long time, or else they'll be throwing them away every day. Every day they'll have rotten tomatoes, rotten cabbages. You understand? Because they'll be throwing. So common sense tells you, if you're going to do a fast food chain, you've got to do things that's going to last. You can also do the experiment with the McDonald's bun.
They have a lifelong shelf,
You know the McDonald's bun, the experiment. You can do. See, people don't do their research and find out for themselves that.
I've seen this on YouTube. What you're going to just say is about burning them up,
No, but the bun, the McDonald's bun, a woman had one. I think it was about 4 or 5 years old, with fries and burger, and it didn't rotten. It didn't go moldy. She had it for 4 years, and it hasn't gone moldy.
Wow.
So that's what you call a happy meal. Yeah,
it's happy, okay?
It's happy. It's happy to get rid of. You know what I mean? Because you're getting rid of it. It's happy. That's what you know what I mean. Like they last a
Oh my
long
God.
time. So that's not that. I will see that as part of spiritual warfare because it's dead food. And if
Yeah,
you are
it's
what you
not natural.
eat, if you are what you eat, and you're eating dead food, then what
Yeah.
are you? There's no life in the food. There's no soul in the food. You understand? So, and that's what you give to your
It's funny.
children.
It's funny that you say that because when you look at the villagers, people that are living in remote areas, not just in the UK but even abroad, they are just so much healthier and their skin's so much. It's just so nice, and you look at them, they go, and they're so strong. They're in their 70s, 80s, and they're walking like the 30-year-old men.
Yeah, but even when you go back home on holiday, by the
Yeah,
time you come back, you've lost a lot of age. You look younger
yeah,
because you're
yeah,
eating real food.
yeah, yeah. Your
So,
digestive system's different as well when you're there.
yeah, so we're talking about spiritual warfare today.
Yeah, and a food for thought as well.
And it's something for you to think about because our children, the children nowadays, the majority of them don't know how to cook. And they depend on fast food when they leave
Yeah.
home, when they're at college,
Yeah.
when they have a lunch break. You understand? That's the first thing they go for. And don't realize who is in that burger. You understand? That's
The
my,
way you put it.
yeah. They don't know who's in there. You know what I mean?
I shouldn't laugh, you know. Honestly, this is not a laughing matter. It's just when you said it, who's in there?
No, because it is that. When the lockdown was on, yeah, as soon as the lockdown was lifted, there was a queue outside McDonald's going down the road.
Yeah. Yes, I seen it.
Did you notice that? Did you really notice that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
By the time you line up in that queue and get to the counter, you could have went home, fried a beef burger, put it between two bread in half an hour. You're in the queue for half an hour.
So true.
Yeah.
And by the time you get that food and eat it, it only lasts half an hour in your system and then you're hungry again. Say an hour tops.
I've
So are
noticed
we
that.
are we losing the
I've noticed that.
basics of life as well? Foundation of family. You know, the love for family as well. We're losing that because it doesn't make sense. Like you said, you know, standing 2 hours in a bloody queue. Seriously, you can go and make a 3-course meal.
Yeah, you can do. You can open a tin of something, cook that quickly in that space of time. But they're addicted to the flesh because there's nothing that tastes like McDonald's.
Yeah, but that's why they call it as a fast food, isn't it? The people just don't want to take that effort to cook.
Well, it goes in fast and it comes out even faster. I mean, that's why Andrix is making a lot of money.
And it does not give any well-being to you.
Yeah.
Does
they-
not make you happy, or then does not make you satisfied, isn't it?
all right.
Yeah.
Scenario. You ever seen a child when they walk past McDonald's, how they go into a temper tantrum if you don't stop?
Yes.
That is an addiction. That is a crackhead. Yeah. That child is a junkie. Yeah. Yeah. A Mac junkie we call them. You know what I mean?
Oh God.
Yeah.
We need to stay away from Bless, man. He's too observant.
Yeah. Your child is a Mac junkie. You understand? A crackhead for the Mac junkie. You know what I mean? I've seen children drop on the floor when their parents walk past. You have to drag them down the road because there's no way they're gonna walk past McDonald's without putting up a fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've seen it myself. Yeah.
That is not a normal behavior for any child. You know what I mean?
But then you can argue, say that's what children. I mean, we talk about 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds. They throw tantrums anyway. But I do understand where you come in. I've seen a lot of it in McDonald's. I have to be honest. McDonald's is, and another place I think it's KFC is not as bad, but definitely McDonald's I've seen children crying and screaming for their little toy, and because of the toy they want their Happy Meal, and parents just standing there, and I feel really sad, to be honest, because it's just a horrible thing when your child is throwing a tantrum and everyone's staring at you, and they're making it hard for you. I don't see it that I'm being awful to them, but I just feel sad that the child shows such anger, and when they want McDonald's, I've seen it in my life, even in the cars when they're hitting on the windows. Thinking,
Yeah.
what's going on here?
They're angry. They're addicted to the blood. That was that flesh. Right. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give you some common sense for some dumb people. Yeah. Yeah. Right. No, for real.
McDonald's coming for us, man. Today was not
No,
McDonald's.
McDonald's. No, listen to me. But listen to me. Yeah. There's so much things out there. Right. It's not that McDonald's coming for anybody. Yeah. Learn to cook. Just as simple as that.
Yeah.
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 Right. So anyway, I'm gonna give you something that is common sense. Right. This is common sense for dummies. Yeah. If you get some cooking oil, right, and it's melted, yeah, and you pour it down the sink, what will happen?
It will block the sink.
Block.
It will block the sink. Why would it
Yeah.
block? Yeah, but why would it block the sink?
Because it becomes like a tar,
The
isn't
grease
it?
in it. Oh.
What makes it become like a tar?
The water?
The cold.
Yeah.
The oil goes cold, and the water
Yeah.
goes on the cold water goes on the oil, and then the oil goes hard. Right? So you understand that, yeah?
Yeah.
Common sense, innit?
Yeah.
Even the dummy knows
Yeah.
this, innit?
Yeah.
Right.
So we answered for you, the dummies.
So now, you, yeah, this is for the dummies them out there. So now, you, educated people who go to college and university, go straight to McDonald's for lunch with your child, and you have a nice burger. What do you have it with? A glass
Cold
of
ice.
Coca-Cola with ice. You every time you go in them places, they give you drinks with ice. So you eat the hot oil and you drink the cold drink. What's happening inside you?
It's grease and tar.
It's gonna go. The oil's gonna go hard.
Yeah.
Now that's gonna clog you up.
Yeah.
It's just common sense. So that's for
Yeah.
that's for the crack junkies out there who don't know what go on. You know what I mean? And you can buy crack in a box for £2
Oh.
with
It's
chips.
funny how this topic is actually going to go and relate straight to our next guest who's going to be coming on. Her name's Darshan.
Yeah.
Darshan, is it? And she's going to be talking about well-being.
Oh,
Yep, that's going to be a topic.
is she
to talk about,
listening?
but
Though? I hope she's listening. You know.
she will be listening in, yeah.
Yeah, well,
And she'll be talking about
I hope
why she started to do and talk about this.
Yeah, well, I've given her a good reason now to carry it on, but you see,
Yeah.
even
Yeah.
the topic, although the topic is spiritual warfare, and we're talking about the junk food, it's still a spiritual warfare, because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you don't know what's in between that bun. You don't know. Yeah, the cheese.
Yeah.
I could go on and on about the thing, yeah. But if you know, but as I said, all these things I'm talking about, it's not that I'm having a go at them. It's just, this is just common sense. You cannot put cold water on hot oil or warm oil, and the burger is supposed to be oily, which the burger's not oily. If you really think about the burger in McDonald's, it's not oily. It's just a different kind of burger with no fat. Think about it. When you buy, I know about these things because I used to cook beef and all of that when I used to work for certain people. And I know beef comes with its own fat. Animal meat comes with its own fat. But yet, when you have a burger, I don't see no fat coming from it. I'm just saying, do your own research. There's lots of videos out there about it, about what they're putting in the food. There was even a time when they're saying that horse meat was in certain things.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what they said, yeah.
So it's not just a new thing I'm talking about. Like, oh, he's saying this about McDonald's. It's been out there for a long time.
No.
People just don't. People just forget. So this is what.
Yeah, not just forget. They forget, and then that's it. They move on.
Yeah. So this is back to the spiritual warfare. You are what you eat. So if you are what you eat, then don't you think there might be a connection with the attitudes of the young people on the streets nowadays? Would there be a connection?
Deep what you're saying, yeah.
Would there be a connection in the youths them disrespecting their parents because they don't eat at home or they eat a lot of junk food? Do you think the child that eats a lot of junk food respect their mother and father more than a child who eats at home? You understand? If you've got children and one of them eats at home all the time but the rest of them are out on street, what's their behavior pattern like? You see what I'm saying?
Might do a survey on this.
Yeah, well, if you got children and you know that this little one, he's not old enough to go out there and get all of that stuff what the boys are getting. So what's the difference between his temperament and theirs? Is he more calmer than them? Or is he wilder than them?
Yeah. That's a thought. That's something deep, you know. We should... it's something to think about, really. You know what you just said? It's not a joke.
No, it's not a joke. You see, so, as I said...
I mean, you can go back a few generations. Let's just forget the kids now. Let's just go back a few generations back, grandparents, and then there was no such thing as fast food chains and things like that. There were parents and grandparents cooking at home.
Yeah.
And I see a huge difference from that generation to this generation.
Yeah. Big difference.
Big difference. Big difference.
Big difference. So...
I mean, they're very quick to say, oh, you're old-fashioned minded, oh, your temperament's very old. No. The new temperament exactly isn't so sociable either. So there is a huge difference I see.
Yeah, there is.
And like you said, there's many factors involved.
There is. So, Purvi, have you been through any spiritual warfare?
Yes, I have.
Tell us about it.
It's I can say that spiritual warfare would be anything we do, and in the name of God, which is harming other people, you know, at the same time, and that is what.
You mean like the jinns? You mean like the jinns?
Yeah.
Right, but even certain ghosts and spirits, yeah, that attack people, that's a spiritual warfare. Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people who they say are psychologically mad. They've lost their mind. They're crazy. They're lunatics. Is there not a possibility that another spirit has entered that person and taken over, and that person's too weak to fight back, or don't know how to fight back? So
and the people around him as well don't know how to help either.
Alright then, even if you look at a madman, you've seen some people what people will call madmen, crazy lunatics on the streets. Yeah. Are they really crazy? I saw a video the other day on YouTube about this guy. This black man's walking up and down in Tottenham Court Road, London. This is last year. This is last year during the lockdown. This guy's walking up and down Tottenham Court Road naked. Naked. Yeah, I think you can get it on YouTube as well. Yeah, he's walking up and down naked, attacking everybody that passes him. Even if you're a pensioner, he's attacking everyone, and he's naked. Now, that is a spirit that has taken over his body. Yeah, and he has what you call lost his mind. When they say you lose your mind, It's not that you lose your mind, you lose control of your mind. Because something else is trying to control your mind. And that's what they call crazy. You have some crazy people, which is directly lunatics that will go around and murder and kill people, and that them people, they're madman. And some of them are really need some help. You know what I mean? And some of them is spiritual warfare. And some religions as well, a lot of religions which you would not believe, deals with a lot of sacrifices in the background. Yeah? Do you know how many people were killed and slaughtered in the name of Christianity?
Yeah, I know about it a bit.
And people still follow it. Then yet at the same time, how much people were killed and slaughtered because they didn't want to become Muslims.
Yeah.
But yet you still follow it.
Absolutely.
So there's been a lot of bloodshedding over religion. You know what I mean? And sacrifices, spiritual wars. And it's deep. So this topic, what we're talking about, it's got many different roads that you can talk about. You understand?
There's one bit I would like to add to here is alcohol.
Ooh.
The reason why I know two people very close to me, and one drinks alcohol, and I did not know that till 15 years later, right? And I've got another person who's also close to me, never drinks. Now, I say, why does he behave like this? Why has he got this kind of weird personality? Why does he's always annoyed, and when he comes home he's rude, and you know, I don't see this respect, because we all are fine, we're all great, and we're all fine, and we're all, you know, I'm going to be honest, a cousin of mine, and we're all fine. We brought up the same way, we talk the same way, we have manners, and we talk in a certain way. He was just like off all the time. I couldn't put my finger on it. I said, is he okay? 15 years later I found out it was to do because of his drinking. And that is what I believe so much about spiritual warfare, is what you take in does react with your soul inside, and it shows.
Okay.
And it makes you weak. I can add to this is, it makes you weak. Every substance misuse you take makes you weak from inside and more vulnerable to spiritual warfare, basically.
Right.
Yeah, he had no respect, though. I mean, look, we're all sitting here, we have a certain way of, let's say we've got morals. Uncle, auntie walks in, sister walks in, uncle walks in. We have certain behaviours, our generation, right? He is from our generation, but he just didn't have it in his eyes. There was something not right about him. Like I said, 15 years later, I found out what the reason was. And I said, and I had a feeling, but I said, nah, he wouldn't do that. You know, he wouldn't do that. He's a Muslim lad, he wouldn't do that. But no, he did. And he was different from all of us.
I'm telling you something. This show should be spiritual warfare for dummies. Yeah? Because I say it that way, not to say that you people are stupid, but you people see, but you just don't want to see.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you an example.
Ignorance there, yeah.
I'm going to give you an example. Right. First of all, which way should I go about this? Should I go by it by the book? No. Alright then. I'll go by it biologically. Everybody knows somebody that owns an off license, yeah?
Yeah.
Right? This is spiritual warfare for dummies. Some dumb people. I'm sorry, but some of you dumb, yeah? And I have to drop it like that because you need to understand how dumb you really are. And I don't mean it to disrespect you. I'm saying it to anger you, to make you understand that you're supposed to know better. Yeah? Everybody knows somebody that has an off license. Yeah?
Yeah.
Everything is on a shelf. And everything is labelled. When you got the vodka, the brandy, the whiskey, what do they call it on the shelf?
Alcohol.
No. Alright then.
Spirit.
Thank you. Spirits.
Spirit.
It's called spirits, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's a spirit?
I can't believe you linked it in like that. That was good.
Really very good.
But it's right in front of your face. It's a spirit in a bottle.
In a bottle. It really gave us a...
It's spirit.
There you go.
It's
That answers my question. My cousin had a spirit inside him.
Right. No, but now this is how it goes. You are allowed to drink, yeah, but you mustn't make the drink control you, because it is a spirit. You use it for your ability, or use it to help yourself. So when you feel a little bit down, you drink a little glass of wine. It lifts up your spirit and makes you calm. Yeah. You can use spirits for all different kind of things. You can use spirit for cleaning. You can use spirits for burning, for fuel. Methylated spirits is fire. But it's a spirit that made that fire, which is called methylated spirits. When you're going off license, it says beer, wine, spirits. It says spirits. Now, which spirit do you want in you?
See, Purvi knows. Purvi drinks.
Right. It's just as simple as that. It's just as simple as that. So what spirit do you want in you? Now you can take that spirit and use it to make you feel better. But if you abuse it, the spirit will turn around and use you. That's now you become violent and aggressive, because the spirit is doing that. And when the spirit don't get no food, it takes it out on other people and get more violent and have to drink more alcohol to feed the spirit now. Because now the spirit is now you are addicted to the spirit. You're so used to walking with that spirit. That spirit is giving you comfort all the time. Now you become an alcoholic. But you're not an alcoholic. You are addicted to that spirit.
Yeah. Yeah. I've seen one person and I've seen him.
Right.
To this day, he's like this. He's so addicted to it now.
I used to drink, right? And I know that there is certain drinks that I won't drink because it will make me aggressive. I know this because I've tested them all out. I can drink this and I see how I feel. And I'll drink 2 or 3 glasses and see how I feel. Then I wait to see how I feel the next day. Because you can't just drink it and think, oh, it's all right. When you wake up the next day, how do you feel? Some people get hangover and stuff like that. But some people get aggressive. And what they do, they go and drink more drink to get rid of the aggression. And that makes it even worse. Now they become an alcoholic. Because they're feeding that spirit. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And the bottle tells you that it's spirit. Enough religion tells you that you must not be deceived by the spirits. You can use the spirits, but don't be deceived by them. Don't let them deceive you. They say wine is a mocker, strong drink is raging. This is in the book. Your religious book tells you what wine calms the heart. Yeah, what it says, wine makes the heart fonder. That's why Christ turned the water into wine, because it makes your heart fond and glad. Strong drink is raging. That's what you call spirits, alcohol, brandy, whiskey, vodka. They're raging if you cannot control it. Yeah. Yeah. So you know. And wine is a mocker. Wine is a mocker means, when I say wine is a mocker, I means if you make these spirits or these drink, if you abuse them, then you will mock people. So wine, if you drink too much wine, you will start chatting a whole heap of things and making fun of people if you're drunk. Yeah. So wine will make you drunk and make you make fun of people and take the piss out of people. Some alcohol, strong drink, whiskey, vodka, those people who can't handle it, if you drink too much of that, it will make you raging and anger. Like beer as well. It's all spirits.
Well, all I got to say, I hope people are listening into this and tuning into Bless Radio with Unity 5 platform and educating themselves. Today it's been quite a deep talk, and I didn't know some of the things, but I can understand how this actually works with spirits and how things around us are affecting us, our health, our mental being, everything. And we need to sit down and actually contemplate on what we're doing, really, for our children, for our family, for the community in whole. And like I said, stay tuned in, because we've got someone coming in, a guest, and she'll be talking about well-being, Bless.
Yeah, well, as I said, we're going to be talking about well-being. But remember,
Let's see what she's got to say.
spiritual warfare still. So spiritual warfare is on different level. We didn't even touch any of it, really, to be quite honest. We didn't even touch any of it. We're just talking about the little...
No, we didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you talked very basic, I know that.
We didn't touch about the weave, which is another spiritual warfare. Yeah. I'm going to give you an example.
Remember the blood transfusion you talked about yesterday, just a bit, and then we talked about false hair, false eyelashes, lots of things that are actually connecting with our body, and then it actually connects, within. There's so many things.
We could touch a little spiritual warfare on a little bit of everything. We touch about spiritual warfare on the food. We touch about spiritual warfare on alcohol. Now we're going to touch on about spiritual warfare on the weave, the wig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that as well, yeah.
Right, so we're going to touch a little bit on that, and then we're going to move on. The spiritual warfare on the wig, which we all know.
Next week.
If it's real hair, it's been sacrificed to a god. Yeah, if it's real hair. Yeah, because these people give their hair as a sacrifice to the gods to take away the bad karma that they've been carrying all their life. Yeah, it's a pilgrimage in many countries for that. When their hair grows a certain length, they cut their hair and give it to the gods as a sacrifice to take away all the bad karma that has been through their life. Now you get these people go down to the wig shop and buy the same hair and put it on their head.
Leave that topic for next week. Because I know how deep this is. Because I know some of the people did not want to listen into this.
All right, then.
This is going to be a serious topic, and this is going to be so good. Because you know what? I'll end it now on this topic. It's actually forbidden in our religion.
To do what?
To wear a wig or false eyelashes.
Why?
Because it's not right for your spirits.
Right, but look at our people, my people.
No, even my people are doing it as well. Let's not just blame a certain community. You go to Pakistan, the women are wearing wigs when they don't even need to wear wigs.
Yeah, but don't they know how it's affecting them? They believe that it's not affecting them. They believe that it's not affecting them.
That's it.
But I'm telling you something. When you go on the bus and the trains, and anybody that has got a wig on, they're stroking their hair with their hands. Yeah. Do you notice that? When you see these girls stroking their hair, it's not them that's stroking their hair, it's the person who the hair belongs to is stroking their hair.
Let's just stop it there now. Yes, we've got to keep... We'll start from this point, scratching your hair on the tube.
Right.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, welcome. Hi, let's thank you for tuning in onto Blessed Radio with Unity 5. Purvi, the number is?
The number is
079 444 31366.
And would you like to introduce our guest, please?
Yeah, we have today Darshna Shah. Darshna Shah is a spiritual teacher, and she is also a qualified yoga teacher, and she's a qualified yoga teacher, and she's also got an award for being
a woman.
Darshna, you want to tell about your award?
Yeah, sure. First of all, thank you for having me as a guest today. It's an honor and pleasure to be with you all today. And heartiest congratulations to Bless Radio for starting this venture. I wish you all success, and I can already see that You have a lot of followers, lot of subscribers on YouTube, which is such a pleasure to see you. So wish you all the best, and congratulations once again to not only to you, Purvi, to Aska, and to the whole team.
Okay.
It's definitely blessed radio. You're blessed.
Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you. I am indeed blessed.
All right, I seen your picture already. Is that your real hair?
Usually the Indians and Asians have real hair.
Usually we do. That's true.
Okay, just checking, just checking. You know, we don't want no spirits around here, you know?
Oh my
We'll have to
God.
grab Bless first.
I just got in when you were talking about this hair, and it was so funny. I wanted to laugh loud, but I didn't want to disturb what it was your conversation.
What made you think? What was funny about it? What made you like about the hair?
I just joined the last bit, and you were saying that we don't know whose hair they are.
Yeah, it's true. This is a topic for next week. I don't want to elaborate on it.
But it's
It's
true.
a very deep topic that Bless is very intertwined with this, and the information that he has it's actually, I've taken a huge step back because it's so deep, and he's actually got me thinking about this, because I am one of the guilty people who did her false eyelashes at one point in her life, and I'm not going to do it again.
I must say, you have some brilliant topics coming up.
Thank
Well,
you
it's
very
good.
much.
Well, it's the truth. It's the truth, and the truth will set you free. You understand?
Absolutely.
And when these people find out the truth about the weave, I don't know what they're gonna do. I don't know what they're gonna do, but I'm gonna tell them the truth.
Hello?
Yeah, he's talking, but he just gets a bit quite mild-eyed.
Yeah, I will tell them about it. Don't worry, Unitify, when I tell them about the weave, they're gonna throw it away and wear hats. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Next week, we're going to tune in for that. So, Darshan, tell us a bit about yourself, darling.
So, I was born and brought up in India, in a city. Everybody knows that city. It's called Mumbai, and we call
I've
it
been
Mumbai
there,
Meri
yeah.
Jaan.
Oh, boom, bye, bye.
I've
Yeah.
been there.
Hey, Unitify.
It's the
Boom,
Yeah.
bye, bye.
It's the heart of every Indian.
Yeah.
Mumbai is the favorite city of every Indian, and also people who all over the world. Mumbai is like a dream city to visit. So I was, born in this city. It is the financial capital of India, and I loved living there, and I had a very great life. And then, I did my master's degree, and I was doing my first year law, and that's when I met my husband, and then law turned into love. So, that's how.
There go the spirits.
Okay.
So, I got married, and I came to UK, and the law took a backseat and love took over, and London culture was different for me. For me it was a bit shocking, not in a sort of, I expected that, London would be very modern, because, girls in Bombay are,
I've seen them, yeah.
I was from nuclear family, and we used to have, I would say a bold life, a free life. But I noticed that, people in London, especially the Asians, they value their culture a lot, and they live in a very traditional way. So for me, it was like coming to London, but going a bit backward. And that was the cultural shock. So, a lot of times when I say that it was a cultural shock, people think that, oh, maybe, you were shocked with this huge buildings and dresses and this cars. I said, no, all that is readily available in Bombay. It was the other way around, the cultural shock was I was shocked that people are so traditional. And, I got a job within 9 days because I was already working in Bombay, and then, and then I met my workmates, and they sort of told me that, we are going out for a clubbing night, and would you like to join? I said, oh, sure, why not? And then I told my family, I told my mother-in-law that, I'm going out, and I was wearing this dress, and she was like, you didn't ask? I said, ask? I never asked my parents. For going out, I don't need to ask. I'm above 18, if I'm married, I can take my own decision. I said, no, I never asked, I just informed that I'm going and I'll be coming late, so don't close the door. leave the door open till 2 o'clock in the night. So that was the very funniest part, because a lot of people expect that girls from India are very traditional and very cultured, and so there was a bit of friction there already in the beginning of the marriage, and actually London stressed me out like anything. I'll be very honest, and that's when it was stressful in the way that I came in November, so no sunshine here, and you couldn't open your windows. You have to wear layers of clothes. You have to wear gloves, and I was like, oh my God, what have I gotten myself into, So, and a lot of other things, just the energy of London, it sort of stressed me out. And then I was looking for something, and then I found Art of Living. It's a foundation, and then I found Art of Living, and my sister actually, she had done the course and she recommended. And I was like, no, I'm not doing any workshops. I'm not doing any workshops. I'm not, following any guru. I'm not doing that. But when I went to India, I saw a lot of changes in my sister that made me think. And then I did this Art of Living workshop, and then I loved it. And after that, I dedicated my life that I'm a volunteer of the Art of Living Foundation, and I've been teaching the breath and meditation workshops since last 11 years. And during this lockdown, I have qualified as a yoga teacher. So it's a 200-hour certified training where, so breath and meditation is more it focuses on the breath, how the breath work helps you to stay calm. And meditation is, we all know meditation is not, a new word anymore. It used to be a few years ago, but now it is a very in thing. Some people call it as mindfulness and various names, but the main is that, we be with ourselves. And then, I said, yes, this is good, but, let's do some physical because I, like me and a lot of others, we put on a lot of weight during COVID times because we are not traveling as much. So, I thought yoga would be the best thing, to reduce weight and to get more calmness. And it's always nice to learn new skills when we have this opportunity, when we are at home and we have time scale and we have sort of everything is available online. So I trained myself as a yoga teacher from Germany. We have a center in Germany. It's a Art of Living center in Germany, and I did the 200-hour certified training online, and it's called the Sri Sri Yoga School of School of Yoga.
Before you go further, I want to ask you some questions. You said you saw your sister and you saw a change in her, and that decided for you to actually go into something like meditation. Now, what is it that you saw in her that made you actually go towards meditation? Was it the calmness of her and how she was? Because you were quite anxious when you came to them. You said, oh my God, what have I got myself into? This is not my cup of tea here.
Yeah, so, my sister, she was like a second child. I was the older child, older one of the sibling. And my sister, she never used to have any confidence in life. I mean, even if she has to go somewhere, she was like so scared, always asking people for opinions. Oh, is this right thing to do? Oh, I don't want to do. And then she used to be very moody and always, I used to be one who used to handle everything. And anything to do, we used to think, oh no, let's not give her any job. She was not that confident to deal with people, go out and, it could be any little things like paying bills or, getting there and getting things done. So, when I went back, I saw a lot of changes. After my marriage, I went back after 1 year, because you need that 1 year to stay, to get that, that's the way the condition, the visa is, you can't travel back if you're on marriage visa for 1 year. And now I think the rules have changed because I got married many years ago. So don't count that it's the 1 year for now, just because there could be many listeners. And I went back to India and I saw the change. She was one confident girl. She exactly knew what to do. She exactly knew what she's doing. She was capable to make her own decisions. She was like full of vitality, full of energy. There was this aura and vibration in her, which was like, I was like just shocked looking at her, And then asked her, "What is this you're doing?" She said, "I told you that this is the art of living course I'm doing." And then I said, "Yes, I want to do it too." And that's the reason I did it.
Brilliant. Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry. So you actually said now you're here in London, and now you've finished your courses, degrees. Sorry, on 200. Was it 200?
200 hours training.
So you're actually training people now online?
Yes, I am. I'm offering, because of this COVID, I thought that I should offer my services to the community. And that's why, Purvi, you asked about the award. So that award I just got recently, it's the Sutra Excellence Award for offering this services to the community. Because earlier, the first lockdown that we had, I thought we should connect with people and, through another foundation, that is also a charity through IIW, I was hosting a 1-month health and well-being sessions where, people used to come from, we had this ladies group, but of course, we used to go live on Facebook. So there were about 7,500 people on Zoom, and then we used to go live on Facebook. And this whole 1 month I was the hosting that show. Of course, I was leading meditations and talking about the breath work, and then we invited others as well on my show to get exposure to people on various aspects they can look after their health. It could be that there are people suffering from some diseases or anything, and we brought an Ayurvedic doctor expert who gave us little tips on how to look after your health during COVID time. So it was a beautiful session, and because of that, because of the community service, and of course I was offering meditation sessions myself on my own, every 20 minutes session, every twice a week I offered online, free of charge. And it now I'm offering meditation and yoga thrice a week. I'm continuing till 15 February because of lockdown. So for all these services, I've been given a recognition and given the award. So award is one thing, but I noticed that Purvi and Aska, it's like whenever you give something free to people, they take it for granted. I noticed that many times, like people would register, but they wouldn't turn up. But it's like you have to have that commitment. You have to have that consistency. So, earlier I had that disappointments that I would be waiting on the Zoom. People have registered. I've sent them a reminder text, but nobody would turn up, But I would not give up. That doesn't mean that my next session I wouldn't show up. I kept on that consistency, and then that's what a volunteer is. Keeping the consistency and keeping your focus despite of whatever is happening. And then people started coming, Now I go on any session and there are minimum 20, 30 people already there waiting, So it's a pleasure to offer my services and contribute to the society in whatever way I can. And if you get an award for it, wow.
That's even better.
Yeah. If you
you're talking about, that's why you're talking about breath techniques. I mean, can you actually elaborate on that? What kind of techniques do you use? Are there certain techniques for certain body posture? I mean, what is it? Some people have asthma, so is there a different technique used for asthmatics?
Yeah. So, I wouldn't advise anything for asthmatic or for any particular condition that people have, because it's not it's not really a proper way to give this knowledge about what breath to use for any particular condition. But overall, general, yoga is what? What is yoga? So yoga is the union of the body and the mind. So what happens is, like when I'm talking to you, you're constantly talking to yourself. This is very natural. It happens to everybody. It's nobody's fault, So, the body is here, but the mind is not completely here in 100%. It's not completely in the moment. So that is what yoga is. The union yoga, the word itself means union. Union of what? Union of the body and the mind. And once the mind, either the mind is in the past or it is in the future. So it is vacillating between the past and the future, past and the future. When it is in the past, we have regrets, or we have, those glorious days before COVID, we glorify our past. And when it is in the future, we have anxiety, what will happen? Will I get a job? Will my children be well settled? And this oscillation of the mind between past and future can never stop. It can only stop once we practice yoga. So yoga is the physical postures that we do, but yoga is more deeper than that. You asked about the breath work. So this is what the breath, the breath brings the mind to the present moment. Because you see, we can never say, I have taken so many breaths, now I'm not going to breathe. Or I've taken so many breaths, I will breathe in future. I'll postpone breathing. It can never happen. Breath is in the now, and breath brings you to the present moment. And when you are in the present moment, you are happy. And this is the trick. This is an ancient trick which the sages and the rishis of India have, shared it through various ways, and now it is come in a trendy way. We call it breath work. But the term that we use is actually called pranayama. So, the prana is the subtle life force energy. It is what is actually governing your life. But that's why it's called subtle, and that's why you don't realize it. That's why it's called subtle. It's the subtle life force energy. And yama is directing that life force energy into various parts of your body. And that is what is pranayama. And through the breath, what happens in this workshop, and whenever you do yoga, the benefits of yoga and breath work, the pranayama breath work, we teach Sudarshan Kriya, in our Art of Living workshops. And of course, we do a little bit of yoga as well. So there are two courses. One workshop is completely focused on yoga, and one workshop is completely focused on breath. But both is actually a combining together. So, yoga is practices of asanas, but actually the yoga begins after the practice is over on your mat. After you wake up in the morning and you have done your practices and you have folded your yoga mat, that's when the effects of yoga you start feeling. When you do your yoga, when you do your meditation, you are in that state of mind that you can handle your day very easily and very smoothly. For me, I'll give you my example, and just because you've asked about the breath, I'm going to say about the breath also. So, through the breath, we can bring the mind to the present moment. And that is why it's called the present moment. What is a present? A present is a gift. It's a gift in itself. And when you are in the present moment, you are happy and you are focused and you are able to take better decisions in your life. And that's what we all are looking for in life, isn't it? That's what we want, that we live happily. Once we are happy, our family is happy, we are able to take better decisions. I'll give you my example, like when I go to work, I do a lot of financial matters and, doing the quarterly reports, which are such a headache to do. And, of course, now when you do it and when you get to know it, it becomes challenging, and now it's interesting for me. But I noticed that, if I've not done, which is very rare, if I'm running late and I haven't done my yoga and breath work and meditation, then, I'm like making mistakes in my work. So, anybody who wants to save time, anybody who is conscious of time management, yoga is time management, If I don't do yoga, then I'm repeating that thing that I would have got it right in the first time. So yoga has a lot of benefits. I can go on. It gives you energy. It gives you focus. It is time management. You don't need to do again and again same things. It sharpens your intellect. Your intellect will be so sharp. It's like you can take decisions very correctly without, that our mind is so clogged with so many thoughts that we have in our mind. And when there are too many thoughts happening, the way we function The way we speak, the way we do our cooking, the way we clean, it is not up to the mark because the mind is clogged and there are too many thoughts. Through yoga, through breath work, through meditation, through pranayama, your mind settles down. It gives you that stability to perform to the optimum level of what you are meant to do in your life. It could be anything. It could be a housewife. You could be a manager. You could be a prime minister. You could be anything, You could be a radio host. You could be anything. Anything that you do, if you begin your day with yoga and all these practices, you will see the difference in your life.
It's funny you say that, Darshana, and how it links into our conversation we had before as you were listening in about spirits and spiritual warfare. This is yoga. It's like a calmness and to yourself, isn't it? Really, it helps your spirits inside you.
Yes, of course. We all are actually spiritual beings. We don't realize it. And through yoga and meditation, we more and more connect to ourselves. And when you connect to yourself, you realize that, actually we are not just this body. We are something more deeper than this body. Like we say, in Indian religion, we say Atma. In, English, we say your spiritual, yourself. That self, Self is not you go to the mirror and look in your mirror and you put on that makeup and you say, oh, this is myself. Yes, of course, this is also yourself, Of course, you have to look good. Of course, you have to shine. You have to dress up. You have to take care of your hair. The hair is coming again,
That's another topic. You better call in next week for this.
Oh my God. So, of course, but it's not the mirror that you're looking and that reflection that you see is yourself. It is something deeper, something, that is connecting you with everything in this whole universe. So it leads to spirituality. Yoga is spirituality. Meditation, mindfulness is spirituality. And Sudarshan Kriya that we teach on our Art of Living workshop. I'm teaching one workshop starting this Friday. It's a 3 days, 3 hours workshop. In that, we teach you Sudarshan Kriya, which is such a deep practice. I wish I could, describe it to you, but it is indescribable because how can I describe a strawberry cake? I will never be able to describe that this cake is this tasty. You have to taste it.
Give us the ingredients then.
Meditation is like, I would love to, lead you through a meditation if that's okay with you, 5 minutes, 6 minutes, because we are on radio, people from various backgrounds are listening and joining and enjoying your show. So, we can sit quietly for a few minutes and do meditation if you are okay, if both the hosts are okay. I cannot do this without asking your permission,
Can you?
Would it
I can't hear you, both of you are speaking.
No, we got so excited about it that we started talking. Oh my God. Darshana, I really believe that Sudarshan Kriya does such a miracle in people's lives, which is an experience. I would advise everybody to go through this,
Yeah, but Darshana, when you're doing the meditation, please, I'm not being ignorant, but I could be wrong. When they have the body sitting down and doing the hands together, and then they have the points from head to the neck and the chest and
the
belly.
chakras.
The chakras. So do you work on them?
I don't work on chakras, but, there are guided meditations which do, the kind of meditation that I practice is, just sitting down, relaxing and letting go. Now, a lot of people think that meditation is concentration. Meditation is focus. But my friends, whoever are listening, I'm sorry to disappoint you. Meditation is not concentration. Meditation is deconcentration. Meditation is defocus. So when you sit into meditation, thoughts will come. That's the nature of the thoughts. Of course, we have a mind and the thoughts will come. That's what it is. You cannot keep the thoughts coming, stop from coming. That's the way, is the nature of the thoughts. But as you practice more and more, you will see that, how your thoughts start reducing. And once that happens, you will automatically go deeper into that meditative state. So you talked about the chakras meditation. So I am not qualified to teach chakra meditation, but my guru, from whom I have learned everything, he does teach us chakra meditation, and he has a YouTube channel, Shri Shri Ravi Shankar. Please do subscribe to his channel. There are various meditations on chakras and anxiety relief meditation, and lot of meditations available free to download. And you can subscribe to the channel and you can meditate every day, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. Other than that, we have an Art of Living app. You can meditate on the app, download the app. It is free to download, and it has various times. You have a 10-minute meditation, you have a 15-minute meditation, you have a 20-minute meditation. So according to the time you have, but I can promise you, you can start off with 10 minutes meditation and you will increase it to 20 minutes and you are going to love it. So please download that app. And we also have a website. It's artofliving.org, where all our workshops are announced, and we have centers in 152 countries all over the world. So I know that Bless Radio is very, very getting popular. So I know people are watching from all over the world. So you can go to Art of Living website. It's called artofliving.org. You can do a Google search for Art of Living. And of course, in UK, we have centers all over everywhere. And you can learn this meditation and you will see the difference in your life, because I can go on talking about yoga and meditation.
No, please go on.
No. I got a question.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, you're not getting away. You're not getting away, my dear. You're not getting away. I'm going to ask you a question. In yoga, what is the chance of another spirit entering your body when you're meditating?
No, such things don't happen. Such things are just imaginary. First of all, let me clarify two things. Yoga is the physical postures that you do, the physical activity that you do. And meditation, after, it's like a workout you do in the gym, but it is better than the workout, because workout is like when you go to the gym, it is targeted to particular area of the body or whatever. I don't go to the gym, so I wouldn't be able to say that. But yoga is a holistic approach to whole of the body. And then you sit down and you meditate. So in yoga, nothing of that sort happens. It's just physical activity with your eyes open. And what you are saying about some other spirit entering, that you are saying when you close your eyes and you meditate. These things don't happen. It is just imaginatory things which we feel it is happening, because we have heard some things here and there and we think, oh my God, what if it happens to me? But trust me, I've been meditating for past 18 years and no such thing happens.
All right. Well, listen, I was meditating, but the thing about it is the house that I was living in was on a cemetery.
Okay.
Oh God.
Oh no.
Okay.
Right. So what you're telling me don't work. I'm not saying what you're saying is no good, but I'm saying...
Yes, I can understand.
The ground that you with depends where you are. You understand? And where the house that I was living in, you can go in the garden and you can touch the gravestones.
Hello?
Yeah.
Hi,
Sorry,
I can hear you now.
again, sorry, please.
Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to tell you. That's why I asked you, in meditation, is there a chance of another spirit entering your body? Especially if you've got a lot of negative things in you, yeah, and as I said, what's the chance of it entering your body?
No, I don't see any chance at all. Like how you mentioned, if you are in this, living somewhere in this cemetery area, you have this concept in the mind, Sometimes we just start having concepts. Oh, but having that positive energy, it's up to us to change our vibration. It's up to us to be in that positive aura. It is up to us to make our life work. It is up to us to be positive. If you are that high functioning energy, if you are positive, then no negativity can enter you. But yes, it happens that our energy goes low, things happen, we get depressed, and we do become negative. It happens to anybody. So when you are in that negativity, what I would suggest is, or if you fear or if you doubt that, I'm living near this cemetery area, this area is negative, then I would say that prayers would help. You should pray to whoever you believe in, because all the prayers go to the one source. It could be Jesus Christ, it could be Allah, it could be Krishna. All the prayers are only to the one source. So you start with a prayer and start meditating. It's just imagination that another spirit will enter into us. It is nothing like that.
Well,
It is just you being
that's in your
powerful,
book.
you being with yourself.
All right, that's in your book, but we're gonna talk about that a little bit more. Right, but what I would like you to do, yeah.
Go ahead if you wish.
What I would like to do though, I'd like you to.
The other way of.
I'd like you to give us your email address, yeah, and I'd also like you to send us a link to your website, i.e., if you could send us a logo or something like that, so that we can put it up on our site, so that people can link.
I'll do that for you, Bless. You know what it is with her? She's going to be doing these classes as well. I think the three of us need to join her class.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Why don't you join?
Darshana, don't worry about that. I'm going to make sure Bless joins as well.
Yes, why not? Surely join. And it's I have already told you my website is artofliving.org. But other than that, I run my own chat show, which is called Reflections with Darshana. So what happened during
I
this
will come
COVID
on your
time,
chat show then.
I
will
hope
come on
I
your
have
chat
a bit
show.
of a time.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do, darling. Yes, you do.
Yeah, I do. So I thought that I should mention this as well. And the award that I got is also for this. It's combined together, because I started the chat show with a view to helping small local businesses to showcase their products and showcase their services. So I used to invite them on my chat show. I used to go live on Facebook, and they used to showcase and talk about their products, and then a lot of people started coming from all over the world. I had guests from India, I had guests from Romania and other countries as well. And people who watched my videos, they said, oh wow, they would like to connect to this person, and through me they started getting business. So that's sort of
like
a
a network,
community. Yeah, that's networking and also a community service. That was also one of the reasons to get the award, to connect people and help them during this COVID times to make their businesses run and flourish.
Okay, well listen, next time we talk,
exactly
we're going to have to have a part 2 on this, Unity, because I needed to tell us some more about the source, because she was talking about the one source. So if we can have another meeting with you so we can discuss this a little bit more. What do you mean by the one source, and what is the one source from your opinion, yeah?
Yeah, I can tell you now. Let's not leave these questions hanging, and let's make our audience who is with us together. Thank you, audience, for listening to all of us, and stay tuned and keep listening to us every day. And about the source, because we have discussed it, I would, of course, next time if you want to,
just touch on a little bit now.
I'm more than happy to come, but let's not leave the audience hanging, because not every time everybody is available. So what I mean by the source is, whoever you pray to. You could be praying to anybody, but all God is one. It's like, if I give you an example, like I live in Harrow. So from Harrow, if I want to go to Heathrow Airport, of course, nobody is going to Heathrow Airport, nobody is traveling, but it makes me feel good saying that, oh, I'm going to Heathrow Airport. So if you're going to Heathrow Airport, there are many ways you can go. I can go by motorway, I can go by A41, there are ways, but there could be different ways, but there is only one destination. So there is only one Almighty God. The ways are different. You could be going through a Hindu religion. I'm not supposed to talk about religion because I don't prefer to talk about religion. But since this has come up, I'm just going to cover and mention this religion quickly. It could be through Islam, it could be through Christianity, it could be through Judaism, anything, these are just the paths, but the main is the focus should be not on the path. The focus should be on the goal, and the goal, final destination from Harrow, final destination is Heathrow. You could go from anywhere, and that is what is the source. It is we have these divisions in our minds, but actually the God has no division. I was born Hindu, but I always used to go to a Catholic school. I used to pray in the church, and then I used to go upstairs in my school, and I still pray to Jesus Christ. I still pray to Krishna. In Bombay, we used to have so many mosques. If I pass a mosque, I pray to a mosque. So it's about having this open mind. Once we have open mind, then we can encompass any religion, anything. But if we have our closed mind, and if we stay in our little mind and little area, then we don't expand. Then we don't expand. Now tell me, audience, everybody tell me, you want to expand or you want to contract? Everybody wants to expand, right? If you want to expand, first thing to do is have an open mind. And once you have an open mind, whatever I'm talking to you will make sense more to you. You will know what is the source. What is source? What is self? Come on. We all have felt ourselves. We all know what is the source. We all have been in a situation where, we prayed and we were given help. Isn't it? That is what is the source. That is what is, and that is what is spirituality. Spirituality is what? Connecting with everybody, feeling that oneness. Though I am on radio, I can feel the oneness with all the three of you, and I'm sure, I hope you feel it too, and I hope the audience feels it too. So tell me, do you feel that oneness? Do you feel that yes, you can connect with me?
Yes, we do, because we
all right, well, let me feel this then. Have you ever seen Jesus Christ? Because you mentioned these things.
I have felt him in my heart.
Oh, you feel him in your heart?
It's not about seeing, my friend. Yeah. Seeing, we can see everything with the eyes, but the eyes and the mind won't be satisfied. It is about, feeling it in the heart, feeling the love. Can anybody tell anybody that I love you this much? I love you 200, this many kilos or this many pounds. Yeah. No,
I love you 3 pounds, guy.
No. It can never. There are some things which can only be felt from the heart, and that is what is the source. It can be felt from you can talk about it. I can talk about love. Love is good. Love is everything. But till you don't feel it in your heart, there's no point talking about it, So it is, and my guru, His Holiness Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, he always says that, art of living is a beautiful journey from the head to the heart. It's the connection that is what is important.
Okay. All right. We could connect to the next show. Thank you very much for calling in. We're going to have another talk with you. Yeah? I'm enjoying the conversation.
Before she goes, she has to tell us about her book, what she's written.
Oh, well, she got 3 minutes. She got 2 minutes to tell us about her book. I hope it's a small book.
Yeah, so I'm a poet and I've written a book. It's called Tell Me Your Dreams and Other Poems. It is available on Amazon, and I'm writing more poems. So next book is going to be Droplets, and then another book of stories is coming, short stories. So stay tuned, and you can buy my book on Amazon. And please do connect with me. I'm teaching meditation and yoga thrice a week. Please do connect with me and join my meditation and yoga sessions.
Definitely.
I'm gonna listen to it. I'm gonna check it. I'm going to check it for myself. Don't worry. I will check it out for myself and find out if it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Yeah.
What we'll do, Darshana, if you can WhatsApp me all the details, and I'll put it on. I'll give it to Bless so we can put it on our website. And as a matter of fact, for your next class, hopefully 3 of us are going to join in.
No, not 3 of us.
I'll be
in the background watching you lot, guy, because I don't know what I can call up in yourself. I don't know He's gonna be
he's
coming
going to be
in,
sitting there
yeah.
going, he's going to follow the techniques and the breath techniques, and he's going to follow us all the way through the meditation we do, Darshana. Don't worry about that.
You know, shall I tell you something? Shall I tell you something? Whenever somebody, beautiful tip, I'll give you beautiful tip. Whenever somebody offers you something, don't say no instantly. When you say no, then you've already closed the doors. Say a yes, and then you say maybe. Say a yes. That way the doors are open. And I would request all of you, the audience, keep the doors of your heart and mind open. Let's expand, let's connect, and let's stay happy.
All right, I can say yes to that one.
Thank you so much, Darshana.
All right,
Thank you
then,
for
big up
having me
yourself.
on your show, and it's a pleasure to be with you all this evening.
Thank you so much, darling.
Thank you
Hope to
very
see you again.
much.
Take care, Darshana.
Pleasure is ours, Darshana.
Take care, Purvi. Take care, Asta.
Bye.
Take care, Bless. Bye.
All right, nice talking to you. So, Unity, you have 3 minutes. What you want to say?
I just want to say thank you very much for the guest that came on, Darshana. And I just love the topic we had today. But for next week, we need to talk about the hair.
Next week, we're talking about
the eyelashes.
We're going to talk about some dead people here on the up on your head but don't belong to you. Yeah?
Yes.
Right, so make sure
And
all
if
your
it's-
people down back and all these Asian women that are wearing wigs, them are going to get exposed because them things I'm don't know. I should translate. They think I don't know what's going on.
Yes. Oh, God, I can't wait. Can't wait.
Yeah, I'm really excited to hear that, Bless. Seriously.
You take care, yeah?
Thank you very much, guys.
Next week, our next strong. Adios.
Okay.
All right, cool.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.
Give thanks for him, Emperor Haile Selassie the First, and Empress Menen. Perfect balance. I take a risk, I let him in. I am afraid, I admit to him. This type of surrender was an under agenda, but I find that this brother is inspiring. Him don't have no money, him still kinda young. A lover and a fighter, but I just send him come. This type of surrender was an under agenda, but I find that this brother is a reflection of us found finally. For a heart him bring the healing. Him learn from the example of the king. Love has found